Hey guys, it's Wild J Pierce, and welcome to the Johto Memories tag video started by Birdkeeper Toby. Now, I've never done a tag video before, and I don't really like to vlog that much, so I mean this is new for me. And I'm gonna be tagging a bunch of people at the end, so stay tuned for that. But Johto is actually the region I have played the least amount. I've played Kanto on the Game Boy Color so many times. I've played through Hoenn on the Game Boy dozens of times. Sinnoh and Unova, I own those. I mean, those regions don't stand a chance. I haven't really played Kalos and haven't even touched Sun and Moon, but that's because I don't have a compatible system. I'm still rocking the DSi. But anyway, my first encounter with Johto started, I think it was about 2010. I was at my grandparents, and my step-cousin, one of my step-cousins was there too, and he had this thing called Pokemon Soul Silver. Now, I had heard about these. I mean, I had been sneaky, and there's excess amount of little Lugia and Ho-Oh figurines left over from the pre-sale at Toys R Us when I went there at one point, and so I had those two little figures, and I was like, oh yeah, cool, and I don't have those anymore. They got thrown away somehow. But he says, he's all this and whatnot, he's doing pretty well. He just beat Falkner. Me being the guy who on Pearl had smacked Cynthia the first time around with a level 80 Torterra because I neglected to ever use the run button. Thought like, oh, okay, so Falkner, he must be the champion of Johto. Huh. And then, he goes to bed. So I look at his game. Falkner's the first gym leader. He's a flying type. You have a Totodile. And I'm thinking to myself, I've never played this region. Let's see what happens. When he wakes up, he's got 3 more badges under his belt. And he's kind of wondering, and he's like, whoa, how did you beat Whitney? Everyone at school, they're telling me like she's all tough. And I'm like, I don't know, I one-shot her Miltank. Don't look at me, because lo and behold, now at this point he has a Feraligatr. And me, I had a sense of where to go just because it was kind of an area where I was like, okay, so you're kind of forcing me to go along this area, and then I got to Yucatec City, and I was like, and that was all I had played from Johto until 2016, because in the span of that, I ordered a copy of Pokemon Silver, but it quickly got confiscated by my mother, because my mom, she's anti-Pokemon, she's anti-video games in general, but, so 2016 comes, I got the Contraband DSi, and I'm on White 2, and I'm almost at my National Dex. I just need a couple more Legendaries, and I'm looking up, like, alright, how can I get these things? And I see it, the Hoenn Elemental Trio is in Johto, but you need copies of Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Now, immediately, at this point, I had the Sinnoh games that I have since sold off to get X, which I can't play. So, I go, and I'm asking my friends around, like, no, I don't have it, or no, I don't want to loan you out to it, it's a $70 game used. So I'm like, oh, I'm offering, like, Platinum and Pearl and like 2 Diamond versions. I'm even saying I'll trade over an Arceus. Which, for you guys who don't know, yes, there's kind of a sort of a black market Pokemon dealing thing in my local area for captured Pokemon. Like 6th grade, you wouldn't believe how much kids were paying just to have a Shaman or Darkrai. But so it gets there, and I'm kind of asking around, and then I'm in my science fiction class, and this is my senior year, and I'm asking, like, hey, do you have this Pokemon game? And then, out of all people in the class, my teacher says, I have Heart Gold. I was like, and I asked her, like, could I possibly buy it? She's like, I'm not allowed to let students buy stuff from me, but I'll let you borrow it. I'll let you borrow it till the end of the school year. And so my eyes lit up, because this is the first time I get to play through the Johto region after hearing so much about it and missing out on all those experiences. I get giddy. And I get very giddy. So, she brings it about a week later, after, test and everything like that. And so I start playing it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is nice. And then, I get the feel for this Pokegear thing. I'm like, alright. So it's kind of like the Seagear and X-Transceiver a little bit. And then, get to Elm's Lab, and I love this idea of, like, the Pokemon following me around. And I'm thinking, like, wondering what happened if I ever transferred over a Regigigas from, somebody's Platinum or something like that. And then, I look, and there's Silver sitting out there, and I've heard about this punk. Of course, he shoves me out of the way, and I'm a little bit wounded, but at the same time, I'm kind of laughing, because I know this is probably going to be my rival, and I'm going to wreck him. And, I get my starter Pokemon from the professor, and of course, I, not being an idiot and having researched Whitney beforehand, I choose Totodile. Because having a Meganium on Pearl, at one point, it's... I'm just flat out say this, and you Chikorita haters can slam me all you want down in the comments, but Chikorita that Chikorita line is not good for starters. In fact, I think the Chikorita line is actually the worst starter line in Pokemon. Yes, you can quote me on that. Now just watch as I start another Nuzlocke and I have to pick Chikorita as a starter. But, so I start going through and I'm grinding, I'm like, and I just encountering these Pokemon that, I'm like, these are just weak. Where's all the hype about the Johto region? And of course, I'm going, and eventually, I get the Pokemon egg and whatnot. I hatch the Togepi. I immediately shove it in the PC because I don't want to bother with that thing. It's level 1. I steamroll Falconer, had a little bit of trouble with Bugsy and his damn Scyther. I get through the Elix Forest, I get to Goldenrod City, I steamroll Whitney at that point because, once again, I made sure I had a Croconaut at a good enough level and with coverage. So, and then I get my way, I beat Morty, and he's down and out for the count. And then, I don't know where to go. I didn't even look at Cerebi, so, accidentally, I decided to head east. So, I get to Mount Motor, I'm like, okay, interesting name. Got the HM strength, I'm thinking, alright, let's go, let's just, I got my big boy pants on, I reach this place called Mahogany Town, I'm like, I recognize this. The souvenir shop. That was an Nate Wants to Battle song. I go to the gym leader and it's locked and hear stuff about the Rake of Lage. So I go up to the Rake of Lage. And I see this shiny red Gyarados that had become so famous. And I just start smiling. And I go and, I deal with Team Rocket there and I'm just like, and I try and proceed further. After beating Price, and he won't let me go any farther. Me, being the stunned little kid, the stunned 18-year-old I was at the time, is just like, what? I have to go all the way back there? So I do the backtrack through Mount Motor to Ecruteak City, and I go all the way down to Olivine, and I go up and I'm like, alright, so I go to battle Jasmine. Oh, wait, this is the girl from Diamond and Pearl and Platinum who's sitting outside of Sunyshore City. I gotta go on a water route? No wonder why I have HM Surf. So I go over and Chuck, whatever, I don't deal with him at that point. I'm more concerned about, okay, I have to go and, save the Ampharos. So I go back, save the Ampharos, she says, yeah, okay, you can challenge me. So I go in, and this point, Croconaut is just Feraligatr is obliterating everything. I'm not even using a backup Pokemon at this point. Because I had so much faith in Feraligatr. So, Feraligatr just demolishes Jasmine. And then I go to Chuck, and I just look at his team, and it's like, you're a gym leader packing what, 2 Pokemon, I think? And it's, wreck him, go to Safari Zone, and I was disappointed by it. And then... the whole radio tower bit, it's kind of easy, go up there, I get Ho-Oh. It becomes my first backup Mon, after I ended up knocking it out about, 6-7 times. because for alligator like to do this little thing called criticals. And so I eventually capture Ho-Oh because I didn't want to use the Master Ball. And I go, and then I get to Claire. Toughest gym leader in Johto by far. I hate her Kingdra with a passion. Whitney does not compare to the hate that I have for Claire. Because Whitney, I've steamrolled in almost every playthrough I've done in Johto. Now. And so, I'm confused, and, you know, I'm like, alright, what weakness does this thing have? And I double check its typing. Water Dragon, that's the same as Palkia, so it's only weak to Dragon. Well, where do I get a Dragon in this game? Look it up, nowhere. So I'm like, oh, okay, so I just gotta just trudge through this like the pumice field on Mount St. Helens. And it's long, drawn out, and, you know, and then she says, yeah, I'm not gonna give you the gym badge. And I'm like, great, you're like Whitney again. It's like you have Whitney, the actual Whitney being Claire, and then you have, like, her little daughter being the crybaby in Goldenrod City. So, I eventually go and make my way to the Pokemon League, and, you know, of course, my rival shows up, and I'm excited when they say Kanto, you know. But I get all the way to Pokemon League, and I'm battling through, and battling through, and battling through, and then I get to Lance, I'm like, wait, you're the champion! I was expecting maybe like Elite Four member or side character like Usain, but I thought you were Elite Four member. You're the champion. I'm disappointed in you. So I start the battle, and this is the part where I think Lance is one of the weaker champions now. Is because, you know, sure, White 2, you have the Champions Tournament in the PWT, and he was kind of tough if you didn't pack for him. But Lance, I think I swept him 6-0, of course, because, you know, for Alligator can have, it feels like Ice Beam or Ice Fang on it. So, and along with Rock Slide. Whoops. I didn't know you were supposed to be that easy for being a freaking champion. So anyway, I get done with that, and then I'm hearing, you get to go to Kanto. And I know, once I beat Kanto, Red's waiting. So I hurry up through Kanto, but I go out of order than how most people do Kanto after that. I go back and I beat them in order. I went Brock, Misty, Surge, Erica, Jasmine. And then, you know, Sabrina, Blaine, and then I whoop Blue. And all this meantime, I'm thinking, like, I'm feeling really good. And, you know, I get to Mount Silver, and I'm seeing, okay, you know, Pokemon a little bit higher level over here, so I'm just going to go and run around the region, Kanto a little bit more. Check everything out. I get the Silverwing, I believe it's called. And I'm like, I can get Lugia in this game too? So I immediately go back to Johto. I go back to the World Islands and spend an hour trying to figure out my way to get down to Lugia. And that's where I use my Master Ball. Because I loved having a level 70 on that team at that point. So I have, at that point, like a level 80 something for Alligator and a level 70 Lugia. And I just start pouring like the few rare candies I have onto Lugia. And I go up to Mount Silver, and there's Red. And he was not very kind. I didn't lose to him. But the fact that he almost took out my Feraligatr with his first move kind of alarmed me. So I go and I beat Red, and I'm thinking, yes, I've done it. Now I get to go and capture all the other legendaries. And of course, you know, that's how the first End of Heart Gold went. I transferred the Pokemon over to my White 2. You know, great. Slicked the game, got the other starters, and then did like another run just for funsies. And then I decided to, on my other Kindle, I had a DS emulator. So I went and I got Soul Silver this time. And, of course, this is me thinking, like, maybe I should start a YouTube channel. But I'm looking at these Nuzlocke, I'm like, Tyranitar Tube, you know, that Nuzlocke thing, it looks pretty fun. So, I try a Soul Silver randomized Nuzlocke off the books, you know, whatnot. And I start going through, and I lose about 2 Pokemon before I get to really get going. And then, so I have my starter, and I get to Dark Cave. And the first Pokemon that shows up is Celebi. I was astounded. I was like, oh, we're running the legendaries this early. Why couldn't you be my starter? Because I couldn't randomize my starter with this emulator. So I managed to actually catch the Celebi on my last ball with like 4 hit points left. So now I have 2 Pokemon in my party, and I'm heading to go hit Falconer up. Of course, Falconer's done. I almost lose to Bugsy later on, and then I get to Elix Force, and the first Pokemon that shows up is Dialga. Yeah, that one, once again, is probably my most successful Nuzlocke, because once I caught Dialga, I just started steamrolling everything for the rest of the game. There was no contest. Dialga would come out. You know, if I needed to, Celebi would come out, and it just... nobody stood a chance. I think I swept every gym leader from then on out. You know, I didn't lose a single Pokemon for the rest of the lock. And then, so, as far as Johto goes, you know, I tried playing the ROM hack Liquid Crystal, and I wasn't too thrilled with it, to be honest, but, you know what? So, and the other day, I finally asked my mom, I was like, hey, do you know what happened to the Pokemon games you confiscated from me? Because she has my Yellow, my Silver, my Sapphire, a Black 2, a Platinum, and I think that's all. She's got still confiscated mine. So, she said, no, I don't remember it. And I was like, why? And I was like, oh, I was just wondering. So, those are my Johto memories, because I didn't really watch the cartoon as much growing up. Or, sorry, anime. I grew up calling the Pokemon anime a cartoon show because it was on Cartoon Network. But, you know, those are my Johto memories. So, what kind of Johto memories do you guys have? You know, let me know down in the comments, or hell, make your own video. And, like, here we go for the tags. Now, this is the part where I'm finally happy because I've never actually been tagged in a tag video. So, like, I'm gonna be tagging some people here. Rianoli, True Green 7, AstroidManiaVideos, Original 151, Mystic Umbreon, SeibenLore from Aether Hub. Let's go, Successor Luke. I think that's a good part to stop with. So, yeah, we'll do that. So anyway, stay tuned because tomorrow on Hoshi Studios, Madden Mobile 18 comes out. So I'm gonna be playing it on there. It's not gonna be live streamed, but anyway, keep a lookout for that. Links to the Hoshi Studios channel will be down in the description along with my Twitter and my Discord. So anyway, I will see you guys later.